welcome to episode 24 of a Tobyknits podcast. My name is Anne, and this sleepy boy is Toby. He's my Yorkshire Terrier puppy. Well, he's not really a puppy, he's 2, but you know, going through that terrible teens time. Anyway, I digress. If this is the first time you have stumbled across my podcast, welcome. I talk about my knitting, my crochet, yarny goodness that I may or may not have purchased, fabric I may have got because I do make some project bags, and you know, just chit chat about all the crafty things I do. I am retired, so I am living a crafty life. If you have come back again, thanks, and you know the drill. Go grab your tea and let's get comfy while we talk about whips and finished objects and MKALs and KALs and all those technical terms. If you don't know what they are, don't worry about it. I'll try and explain as we go along. Anyway, don't forget to like the video. Give me a thumbs up and drop me some love notes of kindness below. If you have any questions as well, or comments, then I'll also drop them below. And because it's nice to hear from you and know what you think of some of the projects I'm showing you. And maybe you've made some yourself. And tell your friends about me. Share away on Instagram and Facebook and Ravelry and all that kind of stuff, because I'm on there too. Yes, I am. On Instagram, I am Tobyknits. On Facebook, I am Tobyknits. On Ravelry, I am Brit Hockey Mum. Long story. And I have now got an Etsy shop. At the moment, it's not open. But there will be some stuff going in there maybe this weekend. I will show you that later. Anyway, let's move on. Finished objects? Yeah, nothing. I got nothing for you. No, just haven't got any. Sorry. What? Oh, you want to hear some more? Oh, right. Yeah. So yeah, no finished objects. So that's okay. So let's get on to the whips, or as Chandler would say, whoosh-wicka. No, he doesn't say that, does he, Toby? No, he says whoop-ah. That's what Chandler says. And then Joey says, no, that's not how you say it. You say twoosh. Anyway, works in progress whips. I have to put Toby down now. Go get in your little bed, baby. So I've got 4 that I'm actively working on. There might be 1 or 2 others hiding. The first one I want to show you is the Letitia holiday blanket, which I started last week, I think. Look, I've almost got a tree. This is mosaic crochet. And it is super, super interesting. Look at the back. I mean, you'd never get a pattern out of that, would you? You'd never know what was on the front if that was on the... You know the way sometimes people put your blankets on their beds back to front? My son keeps doing that right now with the baby blanket I made. Every time I get a picture of the baby in the pram, in the stroller, the blanket's back to... Like, it has little rhinoceroses on it. Can't even tell because he's got the blanket on backwards. Whatever. You can tell he doesn't know anything about knitting. Anyway, at least he's using it on the baby. So this is a really lovely blanket. It is by ROSINA Plain, and I think she made this blanket. It's gonna have all series of Christmas things for a friend of hers who has since passed away, but I believe loved Christmas. So this is what this is all about. So I'm really enjoying this. It's pretty big. It'll probably go on the bed. Maybe not the queen, but actually won't go on the bed. It's going to go across my legs this winter. So that's where I've got with that. So I'm enjoying that immensely. I am using my Crochet Society hook from my kits. That is a 3.5 millimeter hook. Next to show you, in one of my Tobyknits bags, this is a summer one, is the socks I'm making for Bob. Now last week I showed you the one sock complete, and this is where I have got on the second sock. So now I'm to that point where, and this is my car knitting, so whenever we go anywhere in the car, I basically just sit and knit because I can't drive. And I'm not good at directions because I don't know my left from my right. So I'm absolutely useless in the car to my husband, other than to maybe open the coffee for him and point out pretty houses. So I knit. So this is as far as I have got with that. So I have, and this is a nice, because it's this automatic self-striping yarn, it's the Regia yarn, the Arlos and Carlos, oh well, whatever they're called. Oh my gosh, I make myself laugh. It's an automatic self-striping, so you don't have to do a pattern at all. So it's just basically stockinette. Well, it's not even stockinette, because when you're knitting in the round, you just keep knitting and knitting and knitting and knitting, and it just looks like it's stockinette. It's kind of cool, really. And so yeah, I can just sit there and just keep going until I reach the same point where I would then start the heel flap and turn. So that's where we're getting with that. I'm not really going out a lot because of COVID. So, but my husband does take me for a drive once a week just to get me out of the house. So there's that. Then in the Fletcher bag, which this is the only one of, and I'm redesigning it a bit, which is this one, which is my sweater bag. This is where the Skogafjall Sweater is, whatever that says. And I have done both sleeves and this much of the body. I think when I was here last time, I think I'd only done just a bit to there maybe. Anyway, so I've done this much now, which is coming on really nice. And yes, I'm very much enjoying that, although it has not really got much love because I'm obsessed with something right now. I'm doing the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along. I've never done a Mystery Knit Along before, and I have never knit a Stephen West shawl before. I've done a sweater of his, which you might have seen me wearing in a previous video, and that was a lot of fun to make. But I've never done anything this big before. So it is in my Craft House Magic bag from my favorite podcaster in the UK, and her name is Ellie Jones. I love her stuff, and I'm just obsessed with this whole thing right now. So I am actually doing a complete project video all on this shawl and the various stages from start to finish. It is a little hard to show you, but there is, let me stand up maybe. This was clue 1, this part right here. Trying to get the lighting so that you can see the colors. So it's a dark purple, and then I have the white and another purple, almost a bluey purple. there. Then bonus clue, where we used the next color with our main color and did these really cool little, and it's nearly all slip stitches. It's very interesting. Obviously why it's called Slipstravaganza. And now I'm on clue 2. I am a bit behind by a week, but there are like 400 stitches on this needle. So to do a row, it takes me like ages. In fact, it takes 5 hours, 5 rows in about 3 hours of TV knitting. And then this is clue 2, which I really love. And again, I don't know if you can tell, that's a different color. It's not white, it's like a pale blue, bluey purple. And it does have little flecks of purple in it. So I'm really, really enjoying this. It's super interesting to knit. It really is. And once you get the hang of the first row of each repeat, let me say, of each color. So for example, once you figure out your slipping and how many stitches you're doing each time between that row, the next 3 rows are just blindly following in either knit or purl. And then you do 4 rows here of this divider. And again, once you've done that, the first 2 or 3, it's the same. You're just repeating it. It's either knit a row or purl a row. And then you get onto this one again. So now once you've figured out where you're slipping and how, it's quite easy to follow. And it's lovely to see all the different colors emerging. So I am excited to see where this is going to take us and how pretty this is going to look. And I have it's really hard to show you properly because it is scrunched up on the needles. And if I unscrunch it, is that actually a word? If I unscrunch it, then they're all going to fall off. And I'm not doing that. So this is my Slipstravaganza. And I'm really loving it. So that's what's taken a lot of my time. And then the crochet blanket as well. I tend to, during the daytime, when I get an hour or 2, I will crochet because the light is better and I can concentrate better. And then at nighttime when I'm just watching TV, I tend to knit. So that's kind of how I do it. Weekends, I try to work on the sweater. And then in the car is the sock knitting thing. So that's kind of my system for keeping all 4 on the go at the same time. Because I do tend to get a little bit bored with one project. Now, really quickly, I just want to tell you something I bought this week. I am waiting for some yarn to come in for yet another mystery shawl knit along that I'm planning to do. And but I'll tell you more about that when I get the yarn for that. But I went today and got some lovely fabric. Isn't that pretty? Look. And that would be the lining. So this is going to be for some new bags that I am doing. And it's the second fabric that I bought because I shall show you now what will be coming in the shop this weekend. I made some new Tobyknits Netherwood bags. This design is called the Netherwood, and that was my maiden name. So it is sort of a family. I'm trying to name all my bags after my family and direct descendant type things, just to keep them all in the family, in the name. So it always has a little Tobyknits on. It has a little strap to carry it. It does have a zipper. It is fully lined inside with a pocket. And this one you can see I do have a couple of balls of yarn. So this one, typically the small one, which is 9.5 inches by 8 inches with, I think it's a 3-inch bottom, the bottom here. This one is typically what I put my sock knitting in. So it's just a nice little small bag. But this is my Christmas bag because, of course, we're going to have Christmas socks, right? And we're going to be doing Advents and all that kind of stuff. But wait, Will my Advent shawl fit in that? No. So I made a bigger one. Look at this one. This is bigger. Yay. And this one, same thing. It has the little Tobyknits sign and it has the little handle to carry it. It also has the zipper. It is fully lined inside, all cotton, but this one has a double pocket. I don't know if you can see that. Where is my pocket here? One. Oh, it's really hard to show you. One. I can hardly show you. There, two. So it has two pockets in this one. And I have got lots of yarn in this. There's 3 balls of this in here. It was just to show you what it will hold. But this is going to be where my Advent shawl goes this Christmas. Who's excited? So these will be in my Etsy shop, as well as some more made out of this. How cute. So I think that's about it for me for today. It's not very long, I know, but I'll be back in 2 weeks, and hopefully I may have finished the Stravaganza shawl by then. Who knows? So please give me a thumbs up, drop me some comments below if you have any questions. Share away, tell your friends. Tell me what you're working on, what you're knitting, if you're doing the Slipstravaganza, and I hope to see you again in a couple of weeks. Bye for now.